Bonjour, Madame et Monsieur. Today on the Ancient Gods we discuss, in honor of the holiday of love, the gods of love, and why I am using these ridiculous accents. That is also a little bit racist because, well, I'm not French. So, the ancient gods of love. Well, complicated. One of the things that you see with the ancient gods of love is they also have war connotations to them. Because, well, guys are fighters. We do stuff. In Greece, you had Eros. In Rome, he was called Cupid. Now, this guy would shoot people with an arrow to get them to fall in love with the very first thing or person that they see, which is a fantastic way of explaining homosexuality. Because, well, you turned your head just at the right time to look at your best friend, who happens to be another dude, and suddenly you're in love with him. It's not my fault I got hit by Cupid's arrow. Yeah, likely story. So, now Cupid, who is the son of Aphrodite and Ares, by the way, or Eros, if you would rather that name, he carries connotations of both of them. So he has a bent of war with the whole, and he also has that passionate love thing. This is also where we get the term erotic love, is from Eros. Now, erotic love in Greek means basically anything that you can do that has any form of sexual connotation. Now, the Greeks were also a lot more permissive than the Romans. There was actually plenty of Roman laws, especially during the Republic and early imperial eras, that said basically anything beyond kissing and regular vaginal penetration was a crime. And there were several prominent people throughout the Roman histories that were imprisoned and executed for stuff that were seen as immoral. And these impressions lasted long through until today, especially after the Christians took power. So, he is the type of person, Eros/Cupid, that it's a love at first sight type of thing. That you never really saw the person until now, and suddenly your best friend becomes your lover. It could be that girl, you grew up with, or that guy you grew up with, whether or not you're male or female, and suddenly they're just beautiful. They're just amazing. They're wondrous. I cannot live without this person. Okay? And then 2 months later, it's gone. Can't stand each other. Yeah, that's Cupid. Okay? Now in Egypt, there was a god of love. His name was Amun. He was heavily symbolized by the ram, especially a horned ram. You get it? Yeah. It's actually thanks to this that we get the vernacular of "I'm horny." Okay? He's a creator god, and kind of aggressive. He also has connotations with the sun. Later he was conflagrated with Ra to become Amun-Ra. And he was the most potent of the gods. This was the god that you prayed to for male potency and male virility. Meaning he is, well, you can't make babies if the guy isn't hard, okay? So he is the one that you would pray to in order to safeguard the possibility of even getting a woman pregnant. If you were trying for children and it just wasn't working right, then you would bring in Amun's image into the home or the bedroom, wherever it was you were doing the deed, and go from there. Okay. There's a few others, but they're pretty minor gods. You can argue Khonshu, but he's more god of the moon. We'll talk about him later. So, now, isolated in Rome, we have an amazing guy, since we just mentioned Amun. His name was Priapus, which is, he's basically a penis with a human body. And he has a permanent erection. And interestingly enough, he was featured in the entryway of many Roman homes. It wasn't seen as unseemly. It wasn't seen as dirty. It was normal, even funny and witty, to show Priapus. The poor guy. It's actually where we get the word priapism, which is a medical condition where you have a permanent erection. To deal with this, well, it hurts, and I'm not going to go into it. So, there's another one. Another god of love. He's more rapey and wild. His name is Pan. He's a satyr. That is half man, half goat. He's got horns, also where we get horny from, and goat legs. Now, he got conflagrated with a bunch of other Middle Eastern deities to basically make our depiction of the devil. Pan is very playful. He lives out in the countryside, plays music, seduces beautiful women, seduces men, does stuff with them, and then later, dude, I'm happy. Okay? And anybody that results from those unions is a satyr, just like Pan. So, the thing is, Pan wasn't well loved by the other gods. He was kind of a nuisance. Kind of somebody that you didn't really like. Because, well, he's obnoxious. Kind of well, if he was alive today, he'd most likely be doing things on the internet that you have to be 18 years old in order to watch. Yeah. So, up in the Nordic lands, you really don't have a god of love per se. You can argue that it was Freyr, who is the twin brother of Freya, both of which are fertility oriented, but they're more farming fertility. Yes, you can argue that fertility in basics, Freyr and Freya are together, they're brother and sister, and their job is to make sure that things grow, both plants, humans, and animals. Well, you have to do that with sex. You also have to remember that while there were rules as far as sex in the old Nordic cultures, it wasn't a big taboo like we have today. It was normal. You know, this is how we make other people. Okay, you have to do that. And if you're having trouble with it, then you may want to pray to the gods and, you know, maybe ask for some help, because that could just be your destiny. So, as far as all of that is concerned, I believe that covers all of them. So, if you're new to the channel, hit that big red subscribe button below, give us a like, give us a comment, and I'll be back later with something else for you. So, happy Valentine's Day. Hope it goes well for you. And I'll be back later with something else. Have a nice day.